welcome to the Hooked on Needles Craftcast. My name is Maricela, or Mari if you prefer. Today is November 13th, 2019, and this is episode 40 something? 45? Maybe. I will put the number here. I always forget what episode I'm on. I apologize. I'm just so scattered brain all the time. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I am doing well myself. I'm having some tea today because it's chilly. It is very cold out today. The whole house is cold and I'm by myself, so it just feels a lot colder when I'm just home by myself. My kids were kind of hoping that school would be pushed back a couple hours or canceled due to the cold weather, but sadly it wasn't. Anyways, so let's jump in. I haven't really been feeling like knitting much, and so I've made a couple of things, and I think that was also why I hadn't really been wanting to record. It's because I just felt like I didn't have enough to show you guys, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it is, and if I just come on to say, hey, I haven't done anything, I think that's okay. And if it takes a while until I actually get something, that's okay too, you know? But anyways, let's jump in. So it is the month of November, and as you know, I have a little amigurumi that I like to put up every month. So this month we are having this little turkey. The pattern's name is Toby the Turkey. It is a paid for pattern, but it's only a couple of dollars. I think at most $3, but it was less than that. I did have to sew his tail feathers on twice. I had sewed them on way too low and you couldn't really see them. So I feel like now you can see them a little bit better when he's just standing there to greet everybody. He is lovely. The pattern is very well written. Yeah, I highly recommend it if you want to have yourself a little turkey. I think he is cute enough. I used just leftovers of acrylic that I had. Some of it is Bernat, some of it is Red Heart, and others are I Love This Yarn. Don't remember which is which, but yeah, this is it. I'll put him there. I also made a hat for my sister. I had made her one a while ago, and it was when I was starting my color work, and it's quite tight on her, so she was saying that it tends to kind of like fall off because it rides up because of the tightness of the stitches. And so I decided to make her another one, and this is my first time working with this yarn. It was very nice to work with. I loved it so much. The color, it doesn't show up as dark as it actually is. It's showing up lighter on camera. Like, that seems like a better color, truer to what it actually is. So it's this like burnt red, beautiful color. I'm not a big fan of red, but this one is more burgundy, like burnt, and so I like it a lot. I cast on 88 stitches, did a 1x1 rib for 3 inches, and then I knit until it measured 7 inches, and then I did a really quick decrease where I did knit 2 togethers for 1 row, and then I would do a solid row of knitting and then knit 2 together again until I ended up with, I believe, 11 stitches. And so I did that. And I used this yarn, like I said, it's my first time working with it. It's the Wool Folk. And I got this when that store was closing down, Cast On Cottage, I believe. And this is 100% wool, and they work with the Ovis 21, and so it says 1% of the profit goes towards that. So there you go. But yeah, it was really nice to work with. It's really soft, so I hope she likes it. It didn't say if it was superwash. Well, it feels superwash. It doesn't feel natural, so I think hopefully it's superwash. If not, I'll tell her she can bring it over and I'll wash it for her. And then I also made this super slouchy hat. My sister's friend actually asked for it. It's the same pattern, except instead of knitting up to 7 inches, I knit up to 10 inches and then did the quick decreasing. And I also cast on 88 stitches, 3 inches of ribbing, and then the rest was just knitting stockinette. And for this one, because I didn't want her to have to worry about whether she could wash it or not, I just used I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. That way she can just toss it in the wash and not have to worry about it, and it'll still be good. Then I also finished up this hat I had shown you before. This one I made for my sister-in-law, and I just kind of did my own thing. I did some garter sections dividing stockinettes. This is a knit 2 together yarn over pattern, some more stockinette, and this is drop stitch stockinette and garter, and then close it up real quick. And this one is going along with this one so that she can decide what type of hat weather it is. So I do hope she likes them. Did I say those were for my sister-in-law? I hope I did. And then I also finished up my pixel socks. This is a pattern by Pearl Soho. I knit them cuff down, and the pattern is written up for toe up. I can't remember if it has a heel pattern in there or if it just tells you to put in whatever heel you want to. I don't remember, but I used the drippity drop heel pattern for them. And yeah, I just used my leftovers from other socks. I know that this one was blueprint and this one was maybe, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was just leftovers of sock yarn I had. But I have been waiting very patiently to put these on because I finished them not too long since I recorded last, and I haven't worn them because I wanted to show them to you guys all nice and pristine. I do have this section here on this sock where I accidentally was knitting 2 of the same color right next to each other, and I don't know how that happened, but it did, and it's fine. It's just my socks and they'll be on my feet. Nobody will know. And that's what I have finished. What I'm actually working on is not much. I haven't really been wanting to knit, so that's why I don't have a lot of stuff to show you. I did start this sweater and I was loving it, but then realized that the colors were not so great on me, especially this taupe right here. I think it washes me out quite a bit, and I'm pale enough to, you know, not need help to look even more washed out. Is that what I said? I don't remember what I said. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm gonna be changing the taupe. I'm gonna keep the dark brown because I think that's okay, but the taupe is what's just not working with my skin tone. This is the arbor reel from Jennifer Steingass, and I have seen this all over social medias and everything, so it comes out so lovely, and I wanted to give it a try. And for that, I will be using DK weight yarn. It's some that I got from Blueprint. And I got a few of them in different colors, and so I'm just going to choose one of the colors that I have to contrast with the chocolate brown that I have there. And then I'm also using that same taupe for this shawl, which I'm making for my cousin. This is the damsel shawl that is in this book. It's actually this shawl right here on the cover. Look at how beautiful. It's so pretty. I started it a couple weeks ago, and then I just didn't touch it afterwards. It's not something I can work on when if I'm not concentrating, because since it's lace, I have to be counting and making sure that I have the right stitch count and everything. So it takes a little bit more alone time. I can't even do it while I'm like watching something, because then I get all like, what was I doing just now? So I'm hoping that I will continue on that one. If not, I need to find an easier pattern that I can work on while I'm still doing stuff or watching something. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I did cast these on. These are just some gloves that I was making for my daughter, but then I realized that I was gonna run out of yarn, and so I'm gonna frog these and just cast on some more with a DK solid instead of using that yarn. I can use that for some socks because I really like that yarn. So yeah, and then that's all I have to show you. I think I will jump in to stuff that I got from my trip to the Southeast Animal Fiber Fair. My friend and I ended up getting a tiny house, and we stayed overnight. We were there Friday and Saturday. We went in with a game plan. We each made a list of the things that we wanted to get. We did one go around of just going in and checking out all of the shops without really buying anything, and just making a note of the things that we liked at a shop if we did, so that we could go back afterwards to get the stuff that we thought would be appropriate for that shop. So my list consisted of a yarn for something for my daughter and something for my son. I was hoping to get some carding brushes for the wool that was sent to me from my uncle in Mexico. He sent me actual natural wool, so I need to wash it and get that ready to spin. I also wanted a drop spindle, and I wanted something natural. And I think those were my biggest things. Oh, I also did want to get something to go along with this yarn, because I have been wanting to knit with this, but I just haven't had the I didn't have something that I think would go with it. And there are many reds, and I could have gotten a red, but I'm not a big fan of red, so I was looking for a blue, and it was just hard to find something that would go exactly with one of these blues. So I was on the lookout for just to find something that would hopefully kind of go with it. And so I was able to find this blue. So I hope that that goes well with that. And these, I believe, are a mix. It's a mini, and I got another mini at that shop. These are alpaca wool blends. I don't know the exact content, but I know that that's what it was on there. And so this one is to go along with one of the crazy colors I have already, and this is to go with this one, because I've been waiting patiently to find something to go with this. So I'm really excited about that. And then yeah, I also got this mini. And for my daughter, I was able to find some more alpaca. This is 100% alpaca. It is a black. I think it will be great for a slouchy for her, since that's what she's into right now. I think I am going to have to line at least the part that will touch her head, because I find alpaca to be a little bit more itchy or scratchy on my skin. So I will be doing that, even though it's so soft. But yet I find it very itchy. So yeah, but this is just some fingering alpaca. I also, for my son, found this shop. And what I really liked about this one is that they also have some recycled wool that you can get from them. So I thought that was really nice. And I loved this yarn because of the way that it's plied. That one constant gray with the changing of the other colors. I sent a couple of pictures to my son so that he could choose, and so this was the winner, and I was very, very happy with that. I will put links to the shops that I find or have on there, so that if you guys are interested, you can get some of this yarn for yourself. And this one wasn't on the list, but I really liked it. This is Twist Fiber Studios, and she was celebrating her 5th year going to the fair, and so she made this beautiful colorway, which is called Sprinkles on Top, and I just couldn't resist. Like, it's so beautiful. I love it. So I ended up getting this. And then something natural was also on my list, and thank goodness that I found this seller. And my favorite thing about them is that they had all natural things from their farm and their animals. And I saw this one, and as much as I loved that one, like, this one just spoke to me. It was like heaven sounds, you know, angels singing, and then just sunlight beaming on this one skein. It was so beautiful. It's this beautiful gray, and I just loved it. She had some socks knit up in this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life. Like, it's so gorgeous. This is some Jacob wool and mohair, and she yeah, she has all these animals. So she had some Angora and mohair and different types of wools, and she also was selling fiber, which I actually bought. She has some Shetland sheep, and so she was selling their fiber, and I bought some to go along with my spindle, because I was able to buy I bought 2 different spindles. They're both drop spindles, but there's this kind and this kind, and so far I have found that this one's easier to work with. What I have found with spinning is you need to find your comfortable way of spinning if you're going to turn right or left, like clockwise or counterclockwise, to like for where you feel comfortable when you're spinning it. But I did buy this Shetland, and then I also bought some from a farm of there was these two young ladies there. They were like 10 or 11, and they were spinning. They were wearing these beautiful loom woven shawls that, of course, they had made after they had spun the yarn. And so I was just like, what? And they recommended this yarn. This is wool and camel. Although I am finding it a little bit harder to spin with this one than with the Shetland, but it's okay. And so here is what I have so far, and this is my Shetland spun. And of course, I am so over twisting bits of it and under twisting others, but I am a beginner and it's okay. I will get the hang of it. I did find that spinning is super relaxing. On my way back from, on the drive back, I was actually spinning in the car and just chatting with my friend, and it was really nice. And so I do find spinning something very relaxing. So I would suggest, if you ever thought about trying it, give it a try. There are some very pricey spindles out there, but then there are also some that are very economical, and you could still just try it to see if it's something that you like. The ones that I got were not very expensive, and it was just for me to try to see if I like it, because I didn't want to, you know, spend a lot of money and then realize, oh, that's not for me. So, yeah. And then also, I bought this mini set. I'm sorry, I got wool itchiness. Anyways, I bought this mini set from this lady here, and I loved her shop. I loved her. She was so nice and inviting, and she also makes little cards that you can, you know, just send to people, because why not? And so yeah, but I loved this set, and of course it's purples and yellows because you know me. And what else? Oh, we bought, I say we because they were having a special, so we just kind of split the cost. But we bought some all-natural soap. And as you guys know, I love hibiscus, and this thing smells delightful. So yeah, I highly recommend them. And then this was not on my list, but I could not resist it because it was kind of tugging at my heart, you know. And we found this seller. She does polymer clay stitch markers and earrings and stuff. And so I bought these gorgeous little German Shepherd earrings for my daughter because her first dog was a German Shepherd boxer mix, and she was lovely. And so I could not pass up I couldn't pass up getting her these. She had some very, very cute stitch markers. But I was like, nope, I'm just going to get earrings for my daughter. And then I also did find these small little carding brushes for the wool, which is good for me because I don't have a lot of wool to brush or anything. So this should work fine. And then that way I can also see if I can get more wool, or if, you know, just buying the fiber all ready to spin is the way I'm gonna go. So yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed the entire experience. Like I said, we stayed in a tiny house. It was just my friend and I. We had plenty of time to chat and just kind of, you know, take our time shopping and looking at things. And we sat down and knit for a little bit. Like, it was very relaxing. We had a nice dinner, and it was just really nice. It was nice to just kind of give ourselves that time. And so hopefully we'll do it again. I did tell her that. I was like, let's put this on our calendar to do again, because it was just really nice to do. This fiber fair is one of my favorites. Not that I've been to many, but this one I really like because it's the Animal Fiber Fest. And so you get to see the animals. You get to see the farmers there with their animals. You get to see the passion that they have to what they do. And we both, my friend and I, had on our list to have natural, to buy something natural wool and stuff, because we wanted to show our appreciation to the farmers. And if it wasn't for them, you know, doing their job, we wouldn't have the beautiful yarns that we have to knit with and dye and all of that stuff. So I think that's my favorite part, is getting to see the people behind the wool. So that was really nice. And we had a great time. It was, I don't know what else to say. Like, it was so just like relaxing to be there. We also got to try weaving looms, which I have been dying to try, because I know that that is something that I would love to do. And then now that I've tried it, yes, please sign me up for one, because I don't know. I don't think my life is stressful, but I am just finding everything so much more relaxing, and I'm finding the joy in things. Like spinning, I was just like doing it and not really thinking about anything, and not, yeah, like I was just enjoying it so much. And then we got to try the looms. And my friend was like, I don't know, she was a little hesitant, and I think it was because she didn't want to try it and then like it, because then it's like another hobby. But she did, and she did like it, and she's like, oh no, this one, it felt so nice, like it was so relaxing. And it was, because you just kind of you know, throw the shuttle through and then step on the pedal, and it just, the progress that you make in such a short amount of time is so surprising, that you probably, you know, could finish like half of it in a couple of hours. You just sat there if you were making a scarf or something, because you just kind of get the movements and just keep going. And so yeah, so I really liked it. She really liked it. And also I love seeing the beauty that each craft has on its own, like crocheting and knitting, and now weaving, like the fabric that you end up with and the different products that you end up with, depending on what technique you use on this one fiber or, you know, yarn. Like it's just amazing. It blows my mind. So I was very, very happy. I did take some footage. I will put it here for those of you that want to watch it. If not, it's fine, no worries. I will be saying goodbye to all of you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great holidays that are coming up. And take care. Hasta la próxima.